Hi, this is Riddick Big Daddy Bo, two-time former world heavyweight champion, and you're watching Cool True Sports.
True School Sports.
True School Sports.
There you go, champ. Thank you.
Has there been any sort of updates on when he might be fighting again in 2021?
Well, first of all, we got to get this thing settled with this Manuel Shaw situation, because he's the champion in recess. Okay, what we got to do is get past that. I don't know exactly what they're going to do with that. I don't know whether we're going to schedule a fight with him. We didn't try it before and he didn't show up, so I don't see why the WBA Don Kingdom would go through that process again, because he can't travel to the United States. He can't get a work visa. And Don King will be the promoter and he will win the purse bid. So the fight will have to be in the United States again. But he can't come here because he can't get a work visa. So why are we going to go through all of this again? So I don't know if that fight would happen or not, but Trevor will fight again this year.
Okay. That's always good to know that Trevor's going to be active.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one guy that said he wanted to fight him, and I brought it up to you, was Dillian Whyte. He called him out, and I know you never really been that sold on Dillian Whyte from what I remember when I talked to you about him. So, like, what do you think of, like, Trevor Bryan versus Dillian Whyte matchup if it happens next?
Don't get me wrong. Dillian Whyte is a good fighter. Mm-hmm. He's a good trial horse. He's a B fighter, B minus fighter. That's what he is. He's not an A minus, or A fighter, but he's a B. Could be a B plus at times. Can come at the right time. But here's a guy that's selling a lot of wolf tickets. Now, I remember him getting knocked out by Joshua.
Yeah.
I remember him getting knocked out, stretched out like a cross by Alexander Povetkin. I mean, come on. You've been sneaked twice. Okay? Now, you came back and redeemed yourself, but you can't erase that. Okay? If those guys can knock you out, you damn well best believe Trevor Bryan can knock you out, because you've been there before, you'd experienced it. You've been knocked out before, so you can get knocked out again. Now, we ain't never been knocked out. We ain't never been knocked down, so we don't know.
Yeah.
But he's calling out. He's supposed to. Trevor has a belt. He wants the belt because the belt can serve him well. So he called him out. That ain't no problem. But we're not looking to go back. We're trying to go forward. If we're going to fight anybody, we'll fight Tyson Fury, Joshua, Deontay Wilder. The winner between Wilder and Ruiz. So if they do fight, I'll fight Wilder for the belt. It's been offered to him.
Has it really? Wilder's gotten offers to fight?
Yeah.
Trevor Bryan?
We call for the fight.
Okay.
We call for the fight. So we'll take that fight if you can make the fight. So that ain't no problem. We've been doing this for years, calling to fight this guy and that guy.
Oh, I know. I've been in the same room with you talking about these fights for years.
Yeah, same guy. So Trevor Bryan is such a fighter that everybody can beat. Why is it so hard for him to get a fight? And then when they say that, they go to Don King. Well, because Don King is hard to make the match. That's not true. You don't want to fight him. But now that he has a belt, you may be willing to take a chance, because the belt means that you can move on and get mandatories.
Yeah, put yourself in a position of strength,
right,
to leverage things out. Okay. So yeah, that'd be a good fight, Dillian Whyte versus Trevor Bryan. I hope it could happen.
Be a real good fight.
Yeah.
It'd be a real good fight. You beat him. Trevor beat him with one hand.
Well, I know people that will watch this video, like, that have never really seen much Trevor. They might say, like, well, of course, Trevor Bryan's never been knocked out. He's never fought anybody. But old Burns. Like, what would you say to people that say that?
Well, okay, the people who do say that, okay, they're not really boxing-minded people. Okay, they're not really boxing-minded people.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't start the fight until you fight for the championship. Okay, you don't go out and fight the toughest guys. Okay, especially in the heavyweight division. Okay, you don't go out and fight the toughest guys coming up. All right. Now, if you get a title eliminator, where you got to fight one of the top guys, that's a different story, because you're not mandatory. You're down to number 5 or number 6, but you got to fight the number 2 guy to get the mandatory. Then you might have to fight a tough guy like that. Okay, but you don't just jump out there, fight tough guys to build your records to get a win, especially in the heavyweight division, because you got to remember one thing. The heavyweight, anybody can win in the heavyweight division. All it takes is one punch. So you went out there, you gambled. You went out there and you gambled on a fight that you didn't have to have. Okay, you didn't have to have. You done got your fighter turned over. For what? Now, instead of them saying, Well, he hadn't fought anybody. Then he looked at the trainers and the manager and said, they sure was fools to take that fight. Why would they jeopardize him being champion or being in a position to fight for a title against a guy like this? That's what they say.
Yeah.
So it's a no-win situation. But this is a business. This is a business. When you fight for the championship, that's when you fight, especially in the heavyweight division.
That's when the real money starts coming in.
Huh?
That's when the real money starts coming
That's
in.
right.
When you fight for the championship.
We could die, we could fight. It ain't no problem. But if, like I said, if it's a mandatory or elimination, then we go ahead on, ain't gonna be no problem. Whoever we have to fight. But there's everybody's, and the phone been ringing, they're saying they want to fight Trevor Bryan, they want to do this, but we have to wait and see what this Shaw thing gonna come out. And I think in the next 30 days, we should have a pretty fair answer on that to know what's going on. So in the meantime, we just training.
Okay.
Training and losing weight, getting down, staying sharp. Trevor never out of the gym. I think this is as long as he's been out of the gym was 2 weeks. So he's been back, not full training, but conditioning and working on his diets and stuff like that. So we're working on diets and everything like that and strength and conditioning. So he'll be ready. He's gonna be ready when the time comes, when they make the call, it's on.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait, man.